Hello and welcome to Daily Reflection with Aneel Aranha. Today is the 31st of December and we're going to reflect on John chapter 1, 1 to 18. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came into being through him, and without him not one thing came into being. What has come into being in him was life, and the life was the light of all people. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. He came as a witness to testify to the light so that all might believe through him. He himself was not the light, but he came to testify to the light. The true light, which enlightened everyone, was coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world came into being through him, yet the world did not know him. He came to what was his own, and his own people did not accept him. But to all who received him, who believed in his name, he gave power to become children of God, who were born not of blood, or of the will of the flesh, or of the will of man, but of God. And the Word became flesh and lived among us, and we have seen his glory, the glory as of a Father's only Son, full of grace and truth. John testified to him and cried out, "This was he of whom I said, 'He who comes after me ranks ahead of me because he was before me.' From his fullness we have all received grace upon grace. The law indeed was given through Moses, grace and truth came through Christ Jesus. No one has ever seen God. It is God, the only Son, who is close to the Father's heart, who has made him known." The Gospel of the Lord. A few months ago, I went to a little place a few miles off Coimbatore in India to make a retreat. It was the rainy season, and there would be power outages caused by short circuits or a tree coming down on electrical cables. And for a while, I'd be in total darkness until I lit a candle or two, but although these were enough to brighten up the place a bit, they weren't enough to really illuminate it, and I had to be careful walking about because the visibility was very poor. So what's the point of this story? We need light to see clearly. We need it even more to move around, otherwise we run the risk of stumbling and falling. Today, although we have electricity globally, which stays on for most part, there is another kind of darkness that saturates the world, spiritual darkness. And one of the reasons we are so lost is simply because most of us cannot see in the dark. Jesus is the light of the world. And as we read today, there was a man sent from God whose name was John. He came as a witness to testify to the light so that all might believe through him. He himself was not the light, but he came to testify to the light. The true light, which enlightens everyone, was coming into the world. After his death and resurrection, he ascended into heaven, but he still remains here with us, Jesus, the light of the world, in the heart of every believer. And as a result, we become like little lights, and the closer we are to Jesus, the brighter we burn. The world needs this light, and we are it. We are at the end of a year today, but we start a new one tomorrow. We may not have shone very brightly this year, but that's done. Tomorrow is a new day, a new year, a new beginning. Let me leave you with the words of Jesus. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Shine bright. A small postscript. I completed an entire year of these reflections, and I'm very happy to say that I didn't miss a single day. This is only through the favor and grace of God, to whom I am very grateful. I hope that these reflections have proved a blessing to you. Please let me know if they have been. See you next year. God bless you.